Hello, good and faithful people of the Church of the Mediator. It's Father Dale. I'm back. As you know, I'm in the office. I've been making my to-do list and trying to get myself back into the rhythm of things here in the office this week, little by little, feeling more and more settled back in. We've been doing some interesting projects around the church this week, which includes things like weeding the gardens and preparing them for mulch, which will be coming on next Monday morning, the 15th. And we're looking for folks to show up and help spread mulch in the gardens along all of the sides of the church. So if you're available, please do come and help us with that. We've got 16 yards of mulch being delivered. We've been organizing the closet in the commons room to make it more accessible and make it more useful for the things that need to be stored there. We've been getting ready to repair the air conditioner unit here in the offices, and that will make all of the staff a lot more comfortable, thanks be to God. Lots going on this week here at the Church of the Mediator. But I wanted to talk about the Lehigh Conference of Churches. As you know, one of our most important and long-term community partners. I'm reminded of them, of course, this week as we've seen a 4-alarm fire downtown on Hamilton Street and approximately 21 people displaced from their homes. I was on a call last night thanks to Jennifer Bond, who has connected us with the Red Cross. I was on a call last night with her, listening to information. As you know, we are collecting, we're asking for gift cards, and we're asking for cash or for donations of money or monetary donations for response from us to the crisis that those folks have found themselves in. Partners are gathering around all of that. The Conference of Churches, of course, is one of our ways that we connect with our community, and we continue to support them and be grateful for the work that they do for various different constituencies in Allentown. But I had promised Abigail Goldfarb. Abby is the director, the executive director of the Conference of Churches, and it is their 70th anniversary this year. I had promised her months ago when she and I were in a meeting together that I was going to go back in the vestry minutes of our parish and see what was mentioned about the founding of the Conference of Churches. And I wanted to share with you, this is the book of vestry minutes from the years 1954 to 1960. It's actually a really, really cool book of minutes because this contains the conversations about the building of the current nave of the Church of the Mediator, which of course you know was finished in 1957, 1958. So they are talking about that in 1954 and getting ready for raising funds, which apparently they did, according to the vestry minutes, in 6 weeks, a 6-week campaign, and they raised the funds. It was about $200,000 in 1955, I think it was, to build the current nave, which is pretty awesome to think about. But I have gone off of my point. I wanted to search for any mention of the founding of the Conference of Churches. Now, of course, in 1954, this is vestry minutes from the April meeting of the vestry in 1954. The rector at that point in time was out of town in that moment, but was Arthur Sherman, and Harry Green was the senior warden. And it says here, referring to our affiliation with the Greater Allentown Council of Churches as a member church, the rector here stated that an organizational meeting of the council is scheduled for Sunday, May 2nd. Since the Mediator Parish is entitled to 4 lay representatives, the rector raised the question as to how these representatives should be chosen. Replying to the rector's query, Mr. Green, Harry Green, the senior warden, suggested that the rector himself appoint men from the congregation to act in that capacity. The rector, incidentally, favored the appointment of 1 or 2 women of the congregation to represent the mediator, which is kind of cool, actually, right? They're wrestling with women being empowered to take leadership roles in the church and in the community at that time. You can think about that in 1954, how that was cutting edge. But here, I like this is the meeting. This is the minutes from the meeting in May 1954. It says, referring to the organizational meeting of the Greater Allentown Council of Churches. At this point in time, the meeting had happened, of course. It had happened on May 2nd, held in Asbury Church, Sunday afternoon, May 2nd. The rector here reported that he had appointed the following lay representatives to the council from the mediator. Messrs. Harry Green, so Harry Green was one of those, Alfred Wentz, Edward Hutchinson, and Mrs. Callahill Smith. So she was the first woman to serve as part of the group representing mediator to the Conference of Churches, what at that point in time was called the Greater Allentown Council of Churches. The rector, incidentally, was elected vice president of the council. So I guess Arthur Sherman ended up being the first vice president of the Lehigh Conference of Churches. A little bit of our history as it relates to one of our partner organizations in Allentown that continues to be of incredible service to those most in need and most marginalized in our community. I look forward to seeing you on Sunday morning. I hope some of you will come out on Monday for mulching. I appreciate it, and I also appreciate you bringing donations to respond to the fire crisis in Allentown. Blessings, my friends.